Do you dread bending down to pick something up because the crouching hurts your knees or your back, or you just generally feel nervous about the entire situation? This video is for you. The problem is when it starts to become difficult or painful, people just write it off. I'm getting older, I just need to have somebody pick things up for me, or it's just miserable every time I try to bend down. But that's actually not the case, and you can get better at it. No matter your age, no matter if you have arthritis or not, there are strategies to help your body actually feel good doing this. So you can simply bend down and pick something up without even thinking twice about it. And in this video, as a physical therapist, I'm gonna show you 3 exercises so you can start getting better at it today. Let's go. One common mistake I see when somebody goes to bend down to pick something up is they do it all from their back, especially when your back is arched and your back muscles are tight and stiff. Trying to bend down just looks and feels awkward. And when it feels awkward, sometimes it can be painful too. So this exercise can help to activate your core and put your body in a better position. Now, if you don't have back pain, I highly recommend you do this too, because we're also trying to prevent it from happening. Now, this exercise is helping with something called an anterior pelvic tilt. Now, you don't necessarily have to know the name of it, but what's really cool is this pelvic position that this exercise is helping to correct actually can help a lot of other things like IT band pain, glute pain. So it's a good one for really anyone to do. Find yourself against a wall. Stand up nice and tall, and then take about 1 to maybe a half step away from the wall, just so you have a slight diagonal in your feet. The most important part of this exercise is right here. Tilt your hips back so your lower back is in contact with the wall. So initially, as you're standing here, likely I could probably slide a hand behind your back. What I want you to think about doing is pushing your low back against the wall, tilting your hips back. What that's doing is helping to activate the core muscles. We want those core muscles to be working. This exercise will not work if you can't find this position. So a couple of things you can do. You can walk your feet out a little further. That'll make it easier to tilt your hips back. Now, from here, think about maintaining positioning with your lower back, and now raise one arm and then the other. Now we add this in because your natural inclination of your back when you're raising your arm is wanting to arch. So we are trying to resist that arch by keeping our low backs in contact with the wall as you raise your arms. Keep your arms lower if you find your low back comes off the wall. The higher you raise your arm, the harder this will be. If you want to even take this a step further, you can raise both arms up at the same time. Again, making sure you're resisting the motion. Aim for 10 to maybe 30 repetitions, either alternating or bringing your arms up together. Try to do 2 or 3 sets. But remember, odds are this isn't going to be perfect at first. This is kind of a strange movement, so if you don't get it right away, that's okay. Keep working at it. The next mistake I see a lot of people making is leading with the knees. And when I say a lot of people, I mean probably 99% of the people do this. If you were to bend down and pick something up, you first start by bending your knees. Then it feels like you don't have a lot of mobility, like you can't get all the way down, and it starts to hurt your knees. This exercise can help. And again, even if you don't have knee pain, you're not off the hook. This is a great exercise to build thigh strength and glute strength along with the core. All you need is a pillow and a chair. We're starting with the chair to get the hang of this, and then I'll show you how to make it more challenging. Essentially, what you're doing is as you sit back in your chair, you're pressing the pillow straight out in front of you, just like this. And you can bring it back in as you stand up. As you sit back, push the pillow out. Now, you might try this and think, wow, this feels 100 times better. And that's because what this is doing is as I'm pushing myself back with the pillow, I'm now bending my hips first. So my knees still bend, but I'm bending my hips first. And whatever bends first takes most of the stress. Your hips are really prepared for it, your knees not so much. So it is hard to do this and bend your knees first. Press out, bending at the hips first. Once you feel confident, like you can do 10, no problem here, remove the chair. Because when you're picking something up, you don't have a chair behind you. But I want you to think that chair is still there as far as you're trying to touch it. Using the pillow, now we're doing the same thing, but just squatting freely. And honestly, honestly, this can be a game changer to your squats. Pressing this out, using your hips more, not relying so much on your knees, take that pressure away, start practicing this. Aim for 5 to maybe 10 repetitions a day. Your body has to learn this way of moving because odds are if you do this, you've been doing it for a while, and that's okay. We're stopping that right now. Press out and back up. Your knees will thank you. Now, lastly, one of the problems with bending down to pick something up involves balance. If you've ever tried to bend down to pick something up and you almost find yourself falling forward, or maybe you've done that in the past. Even if you haven't, you're not off the hook because of course we need to challenge balance so that doesn't happen to you in the future. This exercise can help. Now, with balance, always start with upper body support, even if you're very confident in balance, because balance exercises are meant to challenge balance. Start by lifting your heels and then lifting your toes. Do this with upper body support 10, 15 times. Make sure your body feels confident. I like this exercise because what it's doing is shifting your weight forwards and backwards and asking your body to correct. Now, the challenging part comes when we let go of said chair or said upper body support. Raise up onto your toes and lift your toes. Now this becomes significantly harder, but if this is something you can master, you can feel a lot better about controlling your weight as you're moving forward. So lift your heels, don't lift up as high, that will make it less difficult, and then lift your toes. Heels, toes, heels, toes. See how my body is working to correct? I'm challenging my balance, working my core, so that way, as I bend forward, I feel a lot more comfortable with more of my weight moving forward. The idea would be to master this without upper body support, but what you can do is start with 2 hands and then move to 1, lightly touching something, even just lightly touching a chair. Because it might take a little bit before you can graduate to not using any support at all. You can also do this in the corner of a wall. Balance is all about safety, so do make sure that you really take note of that. But you might be surprised at what you can accomplish. One extra tip is to do this in front of a wall. That way, as you're lifting your toes, in case you lose your balance backwards, you have the wall for support. Focusing on these 3 exercises can be a great way so you can feel more confident bending down and getting back up without grunting or moving in weird ways. You can do this. It just takes action. Now, one final thing. If you want to be able to bend down without even thinking twice about it, practice. Once you feel safer, once you feel more confident, once you feel stronger from these exercises, you can actually practice just bending down and picking something up. One trick that I've used in the past with patients is going to the bottom step, using a pillow or using an object, and just repeatedly work on, just like this, bending down and standing up, making sure you feel really, really good about that. That will truly help to unlock your confidence. If you found this video helpful, I encourage you to share this video with one other person that you know has difficulty bending down to pick something up, to give them the strength, the confidence, and the balance to do so with ease. Thank you so much for watching.